I am in here. Let's chop it up. Oh man, a few things we're going to get into. Just waiting on everybody to pop up. What's up, Sir Major? What's up, Brother Adonis? Hope everybody's been as prosperous as they could be this weekend. Um, Everybody pop on in. Let's chop it up. What's up, Juicy? I see you, beloved. What's up, Lioness? So we're getting ready for the rally for reparations this week. I hope everybody's coming to DC this weekend. I'm in DC right now, as a matter of fact. I just got here today. Shout out to the DC family. What's going on to Mr. Real Estate? How are you, brother? And I'm gonna have some of you guys chime in a minute, but we just gotta want to talk about the passing, the murder of our brother, the rapper TakeOff. A lot of people are discussing this right now. You know, I found out about this early this morning, right when I was about to hop the plane. So I've been on the plane, kind of looking at different narratives being spun, and there's still a lot of stuff up in the air about what actually went down and why it went down and why our brother rapper Takeoff from the group Migos ended up being dead. There's been a lot of images shown. A lot of people have been complaining about those images, rightfully so. What's interesting, and I know some of you have seen the images of the young man's bloodied body on the floor. You know, Quavo is crying over the body, screaming over the body, and on multiple social media platforms, especially Twitter, and then really on Facebook too. They keep showing our brother's body. You know what's interesting about that? They always do that when it comes to our death. Our deaths are promoted to a certain degree. When it's a black death, boy, they really, really promote that. They have no problem showing a slain, bloodied body. But I remember a couple of years ago, and they did that with Trayvon Martin, remember? For a long time, people were trying to get the images of Trayvon Martin. They had a dead picture of Trayvon Martin circulating around on Facebook, and Facebook wouldn't even take it down. They said that wasn't even a violation. And if you even say white person and death in the same sentence, they'll take your page down. But they played that game. I remember not too long ago, earlier, was it this year or last year? There was a white cop that got killed. Some black dude in St. Louis killed a white cop in a liquor store, and somebody filmed it. And there was some sisters trying to help him out, like, "Oh Lord, he's about to die. He got shot." And boy, white folks had a hissy fit. They did not want that image of that white cop laying dead on the floor. That's why most of you have never seen that image. Recently, the sister and where'd the sister who shot that fireman, that white fireman, was beating up her boyfriend. Remember, this was a couple of weeks ago. A white fireman was beating up her boyfriend. The sister got that blicky and gave him a piece of the action. They don't show y'all the dead body of that fireman. They don't even show when the trigger was pulled. They don't show him bloodied up. They don't let you show that on social media. They'll show you right up until the point where she shot, but they don't show any gore. They don't show that white man dead. They know not to show that. They don't want to show that image. They don't want to imprint that on your subconscious mind to normalize it, you see. So we got to be very careful about the images. But the thing is, as far as the situation, there's a lot of stuff still coming in. Some people saying that there was an argument over a dice game, and some people said that wasn't true. I saw some video, I think TMZ put out, of Quavo arguing with one dude right before things popped off, and then you saw an exchange of gunshot. So there's different theories about what went down. The people are tying in Jay Prince and his family. I know they said Jay Prince Jr. was there, so a lot of people got some animosity towards that young brother, saying that folks are supposed to check into Houston and they're supposed to protect folks who check in and all this stuff. So there's a lot of theories going on. There's a lot of different theories going on about what happened. Some people are saying that it might have been somebody who was with Migos who shot. Nobody knows for sure. What we do know that's factual is that Takeoff was not the intended target. What we do know, the rapper Takeoff was not the intended target. In fact, he's just a brother in the background chilling. So I always try to get lessons out of this stuff, family. You got to be careful who you hang around, and you got to be careful where you hang around, and you got to be careful why you're hanging around certain places. Okay? Who you hang around and why you're hanging around them is very important. Now, that brother, everybody knows my brother Takeoff said that's the most non-confrontational, most low-key, most chillingest brother you ever want to meet. And that was kind of his image in the group. He wasn't no rah-rah type of dude. He was just the laid back guy in the background to a certain degree. Yeah. The more prominent members of the group is Quavo and Offset. And Takeoff was just kind of the low key guy. But again, you get around certain energy, man, you'll catch the shrapnel from that. You got to be very careful about who you hang around. And what's happening now with this shooting, because so many rappers get shot, and there's this narrative, and I want black folks to stop spinning this narrative. Every time a rapper gets shot, oh, we black folks got to do better. Oh, we out here acting a fool. We. What do we have to do about some niggas out here shooting in a dice game, man? My thing, I don't like that narrative because we always have to absorb everything negative. Anytime somebody does some dumb rah rah violent shit, we're supposed to somehow take responsibility. Why don't we take responsibility for people who are doing constructive shit? When you see a brother out here building a business or somebody getting a PhD, we should say, "Hey, man, we need to do more of that." You see, I want to take responsibility for that, for constructive stuff. We got to take responsibility for constructive, progressive things. When somebody's doing something constructive within our community, and we have it all the time. There's so many stories down in Mississippi. There was some FBA sisters out there who like got all types of scholarships and PhD. It was some type of academic achievements. They were record breaking academic achievements they were acquiring down in Mississippi. Stuff like that we need to push. Stuff like that we don't say we need to be more like that. Look at us. You see, we always have to treat that stuff like it's an outlier, like it's an exception. But the minute some dumb shit pop off where look at we, no, we. So we got to talk about this violence thing. And I've seen a lot of niggas out here cooning and troll cooning, trying to audition, using this to audition. We've seen a lot of tethers use this whole look at you black American niggas so violent. I mean, well, I get on y'all in a minute. We get on you, but we got foreign and domestic coons using this to tap dance for white folks. You see, I see some of you Negroes. Oh, look at how we be acting, white peoples. We need you so much. Look at how we be acting. We ain't about nothing. Look at this. Nigga, stop auditioning. Stop the damn auditioning. Stuff like this happens, it happens. It's not the responsibility of black society because see, we don't control the policing of anything. So if we want to start talking about responsibility and how we could alleviate stuff like this, well, hell, we can alleviate a lot of stuff if we start for real, controlling the economics. Controlling the economics is important. The problem is when some of us start controlling the economics, we got too many jealous ass haters who try to shoot them down. You can't have it both ways. We can't sit here and talk about how we need to take responsibility. And when people start taking responsibility, Negroes start getting jealous and mad. You can't have it both goddamn ways. We have to have an economic base so that we can start policing ourselves and our neighborhoods and our entities better. Now let's go back to the whole thing with Migos and Takeoff and Quavo at this gambling spot. See, I asked logistical questions. Where were the cameras? Who's doing security? How them niggas get in there with guns like that? You understand? Who was working the door? See, I look at the logistics of shit. I don't like all of this cliche. We need to do better. No. Let's do better then. Okay, if we have a spot, let's talk about doing better. If we're going to have a spot where we're going to have rappers come through, high profile rappers, you make sure the security is tight. You make sure there's a metal detector in there. Make sure don't nobody come in there with no damn guns. You understand? You make sure everybody going in there clean. You make sure the cameras are working. You make sure ain't no ops lurking around. When I do events, usually I have the FOIs with me. These guys do all types of surveillance sweeps. They look all under chairs. They look through everything. You understand? Just little precautions. If we're going to talk about doing better, we have to take the logistical precautions to do so. Like we have this event going up in DC. This is why I'm here early. We got security on lock. It's going to be extra weekend. There'll be a lot of people out here this weekend in DC. Also, I've been listening to some of these white premises message boards and some of their conversations. So there might be some of these Proud Boy types who might show up. You know what I'm saying? So we got to keep our eye on that. So we're going to make sure everybody's good. So logistical stuff we have to on our own. If we're going to start taking responsibility, that means we're going to have to micromanage stuff. We're going to have to learn how to stop turning up, twerking, popping your ass, doing the money phone pictures. We're going to have to start taking logistical steps to make sure that everything is good within our community. And all of that ain't glamorous. All of that ain't pretty. See, we don't want to do the glamorous and non-pretty work of maintaining a society. And then when we let the dominant society do the policing for us, which they don't police, all they do is, well, when they police us, they just police us to the point where they just lock us up. They don't protect us. And we complain when we don't get protection. We have to protect ourselves. We have to make sure situations like that don't happen. Speaking of violence, out there in Chicago, there was a shooting in Chicago. I think like 14 people got shot. There was some kind of mass shooting at a Halloween party. A bunch of black folks got shot. Now, this looks like the work of some damn white supremacists, to be honest. You see, and I see a lot of Negroes talking about, man, this shooting in Chicago, this shooting down there in Texas, but us black folks, see, we start conflating all of these things all together. The situation in Chicago, don't nobody have a suspect. That shooting in Chicago, there is no suspect from what I understand. That nobody has a suspect. And usually when they have these holiday shootings, and I've always talked about holiday shootings in Chicago, these mass shooters always wait until the holidays to do these shootings. I've been talking about that for years. And usually this is the work of white supremacists. This is why the people never get caught. And it just gets blamed on black people by default. Truth be told, black folks don't just run around doing drive-bys like that, just hitting kids just for the sake of doing it. You know, that's kind of rare, contrary to popular belief. But again, this is why it's important for us to start policing ourselves, and we have to start getting the resources to police ourselves. We got to start getting serious about maintaining a society. This is why resource acquisition is very important. We got to have money. We got to have some paper. For real, for real. That's one of the reasons why we're talking about reparations. When you are a group of people who have been deprived of resources, you become at subjugated and at the will of the rest of society. And people start talking about all of this black on black crime. Ain't no black on black crime. I mean, shit, people get into it, people shoot each other, people get violent with each other, and all societies do. Y'all not gonna sit up here and talk that black on black crime bullshit. Stop it. There's never going to be one ethnic group that's going to be crime free. It's not going to happen. Not in a system of capitalism. No group is crime free. Stop pinning that shit on black society, and don't let nobody else from non-black society try to pin that on us either. Because I see some little white Hispanics like, oh, look at the violence, the mayatas, the violence, and nigga, you just fled from El Chapo land. All right, so I'm not trying to hear that from you. I'm not trying to hear that. We got to be real about what's happening out here. But I say we got to stop hanging around in non-constructive places. That's another thing. See, we want to take responsibility and be serious. Let's be serious. Like Neely Fuller said, one thing we have to stop doing, stop just hanging out just to be hanging out when there's not a constructive reason to hang out. If you are rappers, y'all sitting on paper, sometimes you ain't got to go to all the little hood spots. You ain't got to go to the little gambling spots and all the little janky, seedy little spots. You don't have to go to all that shit. We got to chill out on that. Let me, my rappers out here. You ain't got to go to all these little spots. You ain't got to be all up in the hood, just like P&B Rock going up to the Roscoe's in the middle of damn South Central LA and one of the most bouted hoods in LA with all of his goddamn jewelry on. No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to be at the gambling spot with these dudes, arguing with dudes who ain't got nothing to lose. You doing? A lot of these dudes you arguing with, low key, they're resentful because you're famous. I'm talking to rappers now. Let me talk to rappers. Let me let you know something. You think you out here in the hood keeping it real and in the hood and you getting street cred. Man, listen, you getting out here among niggas, they might have a little street money or whatever, but a lot of these niggas don't have the notoriety and they are resentful because y'all come in here, rappers, y'all go in these spots, y'all go to these cities, y'all go in these little underground spots, these little after hour spots, and the women from these cities are all choosing up on you. So a lot of these local Yoko niggas get resentful because of that. You feel me? A lot of them niggas do not like that. They're already resentful. Then y'all in there trying to gamble and y'all dealing with each other's money. And come on, man. No. Cut that bullshit out, man. Nah, you ain't got to do all that. They already feel a certain way. So now they're about to turn up because y'all out here dealing with each other's money and gambling. And no, man, that's a recipe for goddamn disaster, dude. You ain't got to do all that, man. Just go somewhere and do something fly. You ain't got to be in the hood at the gambling spot, man. The street cred is overrated. Do you understand me? I want y'all to really drive that in your head. Street cred, a lot of times, it's overrated. Because who are you getting cred from? You're getting cred from a lot of people, again, who are resentful towards you. You don't need no street cred, man. If you got up out the game and you're doing something constructive, you already winning. If you up, stay up, man. If you up, stay the fuck up. Do fly shit. You ain't gotta keep it real by going to these little seedy spots with niggas who ain't got nothing to lose, niggas who will trip you up into an altercation, and then you and your partner's getting wet up. Not cool. Let me chop it up with the family. Let's see what's on everybody's mind. We got a lot of people in here. All right, let's get Mr. Real Estate in here. I saw he had his hand up. Mr. Real Estate, hop in, brother. Mr. Real Estate, hop in. Where you at, Mr. Real Estate? All right, Mr. Real Estate, your phone ain't really popping like it's supposed to. Let's get Roger in here while we're waiting on Mr. Real Estate. What's up, Roger? Roger?
Yes, sir.
What's up, man? What's on your mind, Raj?
Not much, man. I'm just trying to figure out like why everybody like when what I'm saying when stuff like this happen, like the first thing people try to do is try to blame hip hop music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like a lot of people, well, a lot of rappers been getting hit before like stuff like this started happening. Like niggas been dying. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
from the Chinese community, from the white community, or whatever community. Like people been dying, and it's just like even with the fact that okay, I listen to Future, ESTG, everybody like every single day. But at the end of the day, like you got a choice. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gotta do anything that Future talking about. I ain't gotta do anything that ESTG talking about. I can listen to that music and still rock out and vibe out and you know what I'm saying, just live my life. Like it's not that deep. And even with
right.
like all the people that, you know what I'm saying, make those type of choices to do those things, Marcel put up a tweet earlier about the FBI stats about like all the crime rates. We still at the lowest. Like we don't commit all of the violent crimes and all of the stuff that people make it seem like we do. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
right.
all those numbers is fabricated. So, like you would think that with all this quote unquote promotion that we do of all this drug music and all this killing that we would be amongst the top, but we not. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the white people, that's the Asians, that's everybody else except for us. So I just hate when people try to blame rap music and hip hop for all of this type of, whatever was going on. So that's my whole thing.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. But yeah, man. Look, and I want black folks to with that black on black crime shit. Dude, the thing is, like Marcel said in his tweet, we don't commit more crime than any other group. We just don't. We don't, nigga. The problem is white society magnifies the criminal class in black society. Let me say that again. White society magnifies the criminal class in black society. I'm going to say it one more time, like Umar be doing. One more time, brother. White society magnifies the criminal class. White society spends money to magnify the criminal class, to normalize the criminal class, to make it normalized in the media pantheon. See, other groups, let me tell you something. We know these other groups, they have all types of organized crime rings. In the Asian community, they have different forms of the Asian mafia that's out here trapping on a higher level. They got some Asian drug dealers that make El Chapo look like the weed man. Google the Asian El Chapo, this Asian man, and I think they just got him in Canada a few months ago. Well, not a few months, about a year or so ago. That dude was doing like what the fuck is calling me? People calling me from these weird numbers this time of name. But yeah, you got these people out here doing some serious trapping for real, on a whole different level that we don't even know about. Let me get Azia. Azia, hop on.
It's Asia. I was just in a space, my own little space, just talking about it, me and this guy, and I was just basically shedding light on how you have to be very careful. Sometimes it's not best to always keep the same company. Yes, I get that, you want to put your friends on the same pedestal and you want to grow together, you want to eat together, but sometimes it's not always best to go out everywhere they go. Um, and another thing that's really been irritating me with the whole takeoff situation, these blogs are so quick to post a person's death. And just it's really just been the black community because I have not seen another race be put on these blogs, bleeding out, dead, can't breathe. And they're just like, oh, this is what we got. At 3 o'clock in the morning, I should not have seen Takeoff bleeding from his head. I stay in Houston, so I got an alert on my phone when it happened. I shouldn't be waking up out of my sleep to see one of my favorite rappers bleeding out of the head.
Yeah,
Um, like that. That was really crazy to me. And what pissed me off more, it was like TMZ and all of these other people that hung around him. Like it's crazy to see that they're so quick to put us on these blogs for clickbait bait, and it's really, the whole media is desensitized. I've been saying that for months now. We as black people need to take a stand and actually pay attention. Everything is not needed to be recorded.
right.
Everything that you're out in the club seeing somebody fight does not mean pull out your phone. I literally seen a pregnant lady get shot, and the first thing somebody did was pull out their fucking phone. You didn't use your phone for the advantage. You used your phone to film for a clout. Instead of calling 911, you decided to sit there and film. That is not necessary at that
Yeah,
moment. People need to start actually being adults, because as a 23-year-old, I shouldn't be telling somebody that's older, you need to stop filming and call the police. You need to stop doing this and do this instead. We need to start breaking down on each other as a whole and actually start standing at it as a community. They're going to continue to use us as jokes because we're not standing up for ourselves. We are standing up for ourselves, but sitting here bickering with each other is not going to work. In the
Right.
community, we need to start saying, look, my brother, my sister, look, we can talk about this behind the scenes, but right now, this is what we need to do, because they're going to continue to pick and mock and joke at us because we're continuing to show our ass. That's
Yep.
all I have to say.
There you go. Real good talking points, dear. Yeah, man. There's a lot of things. If we want to talk about what we need to do and all of this stuff, all right, let's talk about it. Because everybody gets into this cliche talk. Man, we got to do better. Okay, so what are you doing better? Well, I don't know. Well, do better. Well, let's do better then. Let's get into the logistics of it. I'm tired of that let's do better shit. If we're so called responsible for this, then what do we need to do better? Let's get into the logistics. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of it. Let's get into it. And what are you willing to do better? You see, just yelling "do better" ain't it. If the problem is all of us, if it's just some type of pathology within Black society, which I don't believe it is, but since you say it is, well, damn it, what do we need to do to rectify it? You see, what do we need to do to fix this situation? There's a few things that's going on that could help. Codification, number one. Number two, we got to, again, like I said, we got to stay away from non-constructive entities. When things are just not constructive, sometimes it's cool to hang out just to let your hair down, but don't prioritize. We prioritize just kind of hanging out and bullshitting. That's something we got to stop. If we want to talk about the logistics, we got to talk about discipline. All of this shit boils down to discipline. Just hanging out in these little ratchet spots that's idle and non-constructive. It's a recipe for disaster. It's a damn recipe for disaster. Another thing, family, we got to stop being around and even entertaining potentially hostile and jealous niggas. That's another thing. When you know that people are going to be hostile, and unfortunately, we got a lot of emotional bitch made, jealous niggas and broads, ladies, because what women deal with this too. You got to stay away from that type of potential crowd too. Because we got this thing, we know certain people are jealous ass haters, and we just want to go show up and stun on them. Nah, no, that makes them even more resentful with nothing to lose. Yeah, it's kind of fun to stun on a hater to make them more mad, but you don't know what's in that bitch nigga's mind. You understand? You got to understand a lot of these niggas was raised on soy milk out here, moist, emotional. So you shining, that brings up all types of insecurities on one of these little bitch made ass, um, alkaline water ass niggas. You don't know what's going on in this whole ass nigga's mind. So this nigga, he'll throw his life away just to bring you down. Just like the thing with Nipsey Hussle, the shitty cuz dude. He threw his life away on some hater shit. So a lot of these niggas will throw their lives away because they some hating ass, jealous, bitch made dudes. We have too much of that in our society. And we have to stop enabling them. You understand? Wherever there's bitch made or potentially bitch made jealous niggas, alleviate those places. Avoid those places. Don't hang around those places. Starve them niggas out. Don't give them your energy. You see, women, those catty, jealous broads who you know are catty and jealous, you ain't got to be around them. You ain't got to be nowhere in their perimeter. Stunting on them. I know it's fun to stun on them and make them more mad. You get a little evil satisfaction out of stunting on them and making them mad, but nah, these people will do all types of dirtbag stuff to you behind your back. So we got to watch that. Unfortunately, there's a whole new crop of niggas out here. Again, these are like former crack babies. Yeah, we got to understand the kind of niggas out here now. A lot of older OGs like myself and others. I won't even say that. You know what? I'm not going to even give some OG passes because you got OG when they ain't even OG, just old niggas. An old nigga is not an OG. You got to put in some work to be an OG. You got a lot of old niggas who are just as jealous and bitch made as a lot of some of these other new niggas, to be honest. You got old, dusty, middle aged niggas who are hating, jealous, and they see somebody shining and they want to take them out. Because a lot of these old niggas had to do a stretch in prison. I always talk about this. A lot of them had to go to jail for a long time because they were mismanaging the game. They were out here in the streets tripping on their feet, not doing what they're supposed to do. And they got caught up, did a bid, so they get out and they're bitter. So when they see another cat out here shining, these niggas out here hating, mad, and bitch made. And plus these niggas then got turned out in jail. So, they got the scent of Bucci on them. So their energy is off. So you got a lot of weird old niggas and a lot of weird young niggas. And the old niggas are weird. And then the kids they left behind are just as weird too. That's what we see niggas on these Twitter spaces whining about other men all day. These are niggas whose daddies were in prison. You feel me? You see all these bitch niggas who be in these spaces whining about another man all damn day. These niggas' dads are in prison with they old gray bussy spread wide the fuck open. All right? These are these niggas' pappies in jail, and you're leaving your bitch ass sons out here just as bitch made as you. You didn't raise them in your goofball ass game that you had on the streets that got you caught up in jail. You didn't infused it in your bitch ass kid. You got your grown sons out here bitch made as hell. And then show up somewhere where a rapper is so they can shoot a rapper. Remember, out in LA, the guys who killed PNB Rock, a dusty ass nigga and his dusty ass son. Remember? The dude who killed PNB Rock, an old dusty nigga, and his dusty bitch ass son. You see what I'm saying? That's what we got out here now. We got generational goofiness out here. So if you're somebody who got some constructive popping, you kind of avoid all of that stuff, man. You don't have to be in the little goofy gambling spot. You don't have to do all that. Afro Elite. Let me get Afro Elite in here. What's up, brother?
How you doing, brother?
How you doing? What's on your mind, brother?
Well, first off, I want to say rest in peace to Takeoff. That was a young brother who didn't deserve to go that way.
Right.
But I want to say what I don't like is when it comes to any black celebrity, it seems to bring out this coon energy where people talk about how we quote unquote need to do better and it's your own people who do it. Lakeith Stanfield even said something like, if you glorify gangster rap, you're not for black people, as if gangster rap is the problem. That's not the problem. I've also seen people who are talking about how Jamaica has banned gangster music, music that glorifies violence and drugs. They've banned that from the mainstream, which is nice. I don't promote like degeneracy, but they haven't followed that up with a decrease in their crime numbers,
Right.
because that's not the cause of the crime. The crime isn't because of gangster music or whatever. The crime is because of the social economic issue. And anybody who's out here trying to make it seem like it's a music, that's just an apologist. That's the, oh, I'm sorry, white mommy and white daddy, we need to do better, we're sorry. No society is going to be perfect.
Right.
But that the problem isn't the rap. What I would recommend, based off of what you said, not only to keep ourselves out of certain situations, based off of a few unfortunate situations I've been in, I have prepared. I've pretty much trained myself. I've taken classes and courses to learn how to stop people from bleeding out and to give
Yeah.
people CPR. And that's not a difficult thing to do. Is a couple courses. I keep bandages and stuff like that in my car. So if something like that happens, you can actually save a life, because a lot of times these rappers get shot and they just bleed out before the paramedics get there.
Right.
PNB Rock. If anybody who was trained or certified, they probably could have saved him, but nobody really knew what to do. So if we want to talk about actually doing better and knowing what to do, we should train ourselves so we would know what to do in those unfortunate situations.
Real
But like I said in landing, it's not about the rap music.
Real talk, man. Thank you so much. And he made a good point, man. Y'all better understand, and I talked about this before. The first paramedics, the first EMTs in the United States, or in the world, really, were black people out of Pittsburgh. There were black people out of Pennsylvania, the Freedom House Ambulance Service. We were the first EMTs. There were no they didn't have EMT workers before the late '60s. It didn't exist. The first EMTs who would go in these neighborhoods and make sure everybody was good, make sure that nobody died if they got shot, were black people. We need to tap back into that so that we can start, looking out for our folks. We need to get into that stuff. Let's get Kyle in here. Kyle, oh, well, Kyle, probably suspected white supremacist who didn't expect to get pulled up on the stage. Okay, he must have hit the button by mistake. I see you, Kyle. T.S. Giselle, I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want, T.S. Giselle. I don't know why you got your hand up. I do not know what you want. Let's get some of these sisters in here. Let's get I Am Ebony. Let's get I Am Ebony in here. What's up, I Am Ebony?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. How are you,
I'm
Ebony?
good. How are you?
I'm good. What city you in, Ebony?
So I'm in Denver.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you doing out there in Denver?
So I just moved here last December, so it's about to be a year now. I'm doing my psychology degree, so trying to major in mental health. I think that people need to really focus on mental health, especially Black people. So I think that's what I am trying to do. So yeah.
That's what's up. I ain't
Yeah.
mad at you. So what's up there?
A lot's in my mind about this whole takeoff situation. RIP to him, rest in paradise to him. It's just very
Yeah.
unfortunate, and I just really wanted to touch on what you said, the jealousy thing, people being jealous. Like, it's just so weird energy as far as people being jealous in the Black community. I'm like, why is it like that? Why can't we just all work together and do what we're supposed to do as one? You see all the other races, they work together, they have no problem. When it comes to us, it's just like we want to just be tearing people down. And I totally agree with you when you say, like, you need to not be around those people or be in those type of situations where you're just gonna be in that situation when somebody's shooting at you and all sorts of situations that people just get into because people don't know how to just work together and not be jealous. It's just crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think I'm letting you play. But yeah, see, the thing is, we got this thing in our society that's been programmed into us. This whole hanging out, just kind of kicking it, and that is too dangerous to do that. We like to just do things where we're just hanging out for just idle niggatry, idle entertainment, and that's promoted. White corporations promote y'all niggas just hang out. Don't worry about doing no hard work. Life should be about smoking a blunt, getting you some good drink, popping some new designer drug we didn't help put out, a Molly, a Percocet, whatever. Just popping a pill, going to the club, looking at some big booty. Yeah, you did. Go to the strip joint. Go put on your little clown outfit, and everybody dresses up and just kind of stands around. This is what's promoted to us. Everybody just get overdressed, put on all of your bullshit, and then just go somewhere, go to a big room, go to a club, get you a lot of drink and smoke, and everybody just stand around. People ain't even dancing. You go to clubs now, or you look at clubs, people ain't dancing. People ain't even on the floor dancing. People are just standing around. Back in the day, you go to a club, at least, hey, I'm dancing, I'm exercising, I'm grooving to the music, I'm vibing. The dance floor, you're dancing on the damn dance floor. Now everybody's standing on the dance floor, drinking, smoking. So there's not anything constructive going on in clubs like that no more. So then when nothing constructive is going on, the bullshit just creeps on in. It's easy for the bullshit to pop off. You bump into somebody, you stand and everybody's standing shoulder to shoulder. Somebody's going to bump into somebody's going to look at somebody funny style, somebody's going to knock somebody's drink off, something goofy is going to happen. And then all of a sudden it escalates into some more non-constructive nonsense. It goes back to the whole idle situation. When you're just idle and you're not moving forward, idleness is always a bad thing. When you're idle too long, that's a bad thing. They always say an idle mind is the devil's workshop. If you're just doing shit, just hanging out, ain't really doing anything constructive, nefarious nonsense can easily creep into your mind and your situation. That's why I try to have events that are constructive. We have to start having events, and we're going to have events. And I have a promotion company, uh, and among other things. And so when we do events, even with our movies, our conferences, whatever we do, even what we're doing this weekend, there's a constructive outcome that we're looking at. There's a codified reason why we are doing it. There's a goal to why we're doing it. You understand? There's always a goal, there's always an agenda. So when people show up, there's a vision that people have. When we go here, we're going to get some constructive information so that we can go back into our communities and we can build and thrive and prosper. So when people come around, you're looking to other like-minded people that's going to be handling business. You're going to be around other like-minded people who you can network with, and then you can do constructive business with. That's why when we have events, usually no goofy stuff happens because it's focused. You've got to be focused on stuff. Whenever you do something, whenever you have people around, there has to be a focused agenda. So the minute somebody comes in and they're not on your agenda, everybody's going to stop and make sure that that person is out of the way. You understand? When you have a situation, well, I give, for example, we had the FBA conference down in Atlanta. Everything ran smooth. Everything was completely smooth. Now, if somebody came in there goofy, they would have got called out immediately. If somebody came in there on some bullshit, everybody would have stopped and said, hey, you have to go. We're not going to let whatever you're doing escalate. You got to go. You're not on the same page as us. You have to go. You see? You can't be on this idle, all up in the air, everything goes type of mentality. See, that's what happens with a lot of these Christian churches, by the way. And I'm not here to dump on the Christian churches because many of them are on code. Many of them do have agendas. But a lot of times, a lot of these black churches, they have this, well, everybody can come, all lives matter and all of that stuff. We here for everybody. Oh, everybody's God's children, that type of thing. And then what happens is a Dylan Roof walks up in your spot. You dig? Somebody who clearly looks weird, clearly looks out of place, clearly shouldn't be in there, but we all God's children. Come on in here. You see? When you don't have a clear agenda and your agenda is just welcome everybody, then you come in, you let this guy in and he's mowing down everybody. Now, there's been situations where some white folks tried to go up in one of these Nation of Islam mosques and they don't get in. You understand? They do not get in. They get shut out real quick. You're not going to have a Dylan Roof going up into a mosque with the Nation of Islam or somebody like that because they have an agenda. They already know what the business is. So anything weird, they already know to look out for something weird. This person, you can't come up in here. This ain't kumbaya. This is not the kumbaya house. You see, when your entity is focused on an agenda, automatically you know how to alleviate any potential danger or riffraff behavior. When you go to these little underground spots or these little gambling spots, nobody's really screening anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking it back to the whole thing with TakeOff. These little underground spots, nobody's screening this stuff. Nobody's screening it, man. These little underground gambling spots, let me break some shit down. Because back in the day out here, me and my partners, we used to run little after hour spots out here in LA. Well, I'm not in LA right now. I'm in DC now. But back in the day, we used to run little after hour spots. We find a spot and, people come in there, gamble and do whatever. Because everything closed at 2 a.m. So we had the shit popping, at 4 or 5 a.m. So anything go. We didn't have no police around. We didn't, we had actually people looking out to make sure the police wasn't coming. So in places like that, ain't gonna be no police because it's a gambling spot. You ain't supposed to be gambling in there anyway. So ain't gonna be no police in there. You feel me? You setting up some illegal gambling and God knows what, and you're not really monitoring people coming in and out. That's why niggas up in there with guns. Now in the spots we used to run, we didn't let nobody in there with no guns. But In these other little underground gambling spots, you're not really checking for guns. You don't have no real law enforcement in there, so it's anything goes. A rapper who has millions of dollars, you shouldn't be in no shit like that. You understand? That's just what it is. You shouldn't even be around no shit like that. That ain't the spot for you. Let me get some more people in here. Let me get some more people in here. All right. We got a lot of folks. Who is this? Who is this? Kente. All right, let's get some of these people with these weird troll accounts. Kente, what's up, man? And by the way, Rally for Reparations is trending. Did y'all see that? It was Rallies for Reparations was trending. I think it's still trending now. Y'all, as a matter of fact, retweet this live right here. Retweet this so it'll trend some more. But Kente, are you on?
Hello?
What's up, Kente?
What's up, Tariq? How you doing?
I mean, I'm good, man. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I just wanted to say rest in peace to TakeOff. And I like the point you made about the jealousy. I think that's a huge problem. Like, it's a problem. The problem is, it's like we sometimes, certain niggas know that we have these jealous niggas around and we don't ever stay away from them and steer clear from them. And I think we
Right.
need to look out for that. Like we know who the jealous nigga is, everybody knows, and we don't ever, steer clear from that person. But that's all I gotta say,
Yeah.
man. Salute to you. I'm like 21. I've been on you for like 3 years. I appreciate everything you do.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. But yeah, you know who some of these jealous ass niggas are. You know who they are. You see them online. You know what their vibe is. But people still think it's cool to have these folks around. It's not cool to have these folks around, man. It's not cool to be around these kind of dudes. Now, I'm gonna talk to my rap guys, man, my industry guys, man. Y'all stay with the industry stuff. You dig? Stay at the industry spots, man. Go to the keep if you sitting like that, man. And plus, you guys know you already get into altercations anyway. You've been in other altercations. Stay at the industry spots. You dig? Kick it at the industry spots where there are other people who are in your same realm, the other people on your same entertainment level. They have the same type of paper you have. You ain't got to keep it real all the damn time. You do not have to keep it real all the time. Hanging out in these hood spots with these dudes who ain't got nothing to lose, and these dudes are resentful because you pulling their chicks. You think? When you show up and these niggas, the women in these places are choosing up on you, y'all better understand these niggas do not like that. A lot of dudes have a problem about that, man. They be on some that nigga think he better than me. You see a lot. How many rappers get caught up in situations like that? That's how Puffy and Shine got caught up. Remember, they were at the club and um, some dude in there. They got into it. A dude felt a certain way. Some jealous nigga or some jealous dude in there, and somebody threw some money in somebody's face, and then cats got to shooting. You see, it's always a jealous nigga in the mix. Anytime you see an altercation somewhere, there's a jealous nigga somewhere. Anytime you see a shooting at a club, that's a jealous nigga situation. All right. Like a shooting on the street somewhere, that might be drug related or whatever. But when you see a shooting at a club, that's a jealous nigga situation almost all the time. Some niggas jealous because some other dudes came in there shining a little bit better than him. And the nigga car was a little more dripped than his. Some niggas came in there with some flyer clothes. Some women were choosing up on some dudes, and some other dusty niggas felt a certain way about it. You dig? Almost 90% of club shootings are jealous, dusty niggas. Yeah. Let's get some more folks in here. And I can't wait to see everybody this weekend out here in Washington, D.C. for the Rally for Reparations. Let's get Bay Area. Let's get Bay Area in here. Bay Area.
Yo, what's up, man? This DJ. I'm from Oakland, California.
What's going on,
What's up,
fam?
man? Man, I'm hearing some shit about it was a sacrifice and all that, man. What's that all about, man?
That niggas just babbling at this point. No, it ain't no damn sacrifice. Okay, now niggas got to get all extra. It ain't no sacrifice. And people got all these different theories. Some people are talking about again Jay Prince Jr. They're kind of trying to pin it on him somehow because he was supposed to be protection, which I don't know the details of that, and I don't even know how true that is. But in certain cities, people, in certain cities, people say that you got to check in and that type of vibe. And if you go to somebody's city and people promote themselves as, hey, I'm running this city, and then somebody gets hurt in that city, people are going to be looking at you. So I have to look at this from both sides because you do have certain folks who say, hey, man, we run the city, we run the city, we run the city. So if you're running the city and a rapper comes to your city and they get touched up like that, now you didn't set up a situation where people are looking at you. All right, you said you're running the city. You said you're the mayor of the city. Now what's going on with that? So now your name is out there real dirty. So you don't want that situation. And again, I'm not implicating anybody because I don't. People are just throwing names out there. I'm not implicating anybody. People are throwing a lot of names out there, but I can understand both sides. I can understand both sides because I look at the Tupac situation. When Tupac first got shot in New York, Tupac was rightfully paranoid about his so-called friends in New York. He found out he really didn't have no friends because he was up there in New York and somebody called him to go to a specific studio, the Quad Studio. And then when he got there, some niggas up there waiting on him and they shot him up. So that means one of his friends set him up. Tupac 100% got set up by somebody pretending to be his friend. And that's why he had that beef with Biggie. He was like, damn, you're supposed to be running the city. This is your spot. You supposed to be the man here. How am I getting shot and you the man here? So I get where he was coming from. Not saying it was justified, not saying that, not implicating Biggie at all. I'm just saying how a person would feel, when you go to somebody's city, you go to somebody's soil, and they're supposed to be looking out for you, and you get touched, you don't know who to trust. You dig? So I can understand why people are just throwing names out there. That happens. That happens when certain things go down, and you in another person's spot. You know, you think they're going to hold you down, but stuff happens. You never know what's going to happen. You don't know who's involved. You just don't know. You just don't know. Let's get Emmanuel. Emmanuel, hop on. Emmanuel Maroon, hop in. Hey y'all, did y'all see the trailer for American Maroon, the movie? Y'all go on my YouTube channel if you have not seen it. The American Maroon trailer. People love the trailer. Hot trailer. Emmanuel, you good? All right. Emmanuel don't have it together. Let's get one more person in here because I ain't gonna be here all night. Let me see who is this. Let me get a good caller. Let me see some people I ain't had in here before. Let's get Marie. Let's get Marie in here. What's up, Marie? Marie, you ready? Where you at, Miss Marie?
Hi, King Tariq. I just want to send so much love to you and the FBA family. I am a retired Air Force veteran, and I've just discovered you probably over the last 2 months. So I've just kind of realized where my founding is in this country after fighting for this country for 20 years. So I'm sending so much love to so many people, and thank you for everything that you have done. I've saw all your videos, and I purchased every single thing that I could purchase from you, as far as your videos.
Love it. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
How old are you when you went into the Air Force?
I was 19 years old and I went into the Air Force, and I'm a FBA. My both of my parents are from Mobile, Alabama. My dad served in the Secret Service. Um, so I was born in Washington D.C., but I was raised in Mobile, Alabama. So yes, sir.
There you go. My sister, man. I'm so proud of you, beloved. I appreciate you. Shout out to that sister, our powerful FBA sister. Man, we got to have the FBA family out here this weekend, man. I can't wait to see everybody. We got to stand up and say, hey, man, this is what it is. We got to, man, this is very important what's going on out here this weekend, man. We have to really stand up and say, hey, man, we cannot be alleviated from the lexicon of this society that we built because, man, they are flooding the zone with these immigrant groups, especially these undocumented immigrants coming in from South America. They are flooding the zone heavy. You understand? They're pulling all types of tricks and cons to elevate these people, to undermine us. And we have to stand up and say enough is enough, man. We have to say, hey, we as foundational Black Americans, we have to get what's owed to us. We have to stand up and say that, man. We have not done that. We done sat here and played the kumbaya game way too long. We can play the kumbaya game after we get our stuff straight. That's very important. That is extremely important because these politicians are pulling some whammy bammies on us by trying to flood the zone out here. You dig? All right, let me get I keep saying one more call. All right, y'all raise your hand. Raise your hand if y'all ready. Raise your hand if your mic is ready. All right. Raise your hand if your microphone is ready. Then I get you on here. All right. Let me get another sister on here. I have some dudes. Lady Jai. Let's get Lady Jai. Lady Jai. What's up, beloved?
Hello.
What's up, Lady Jai?
Yeah.
All right. I had you before. You were the one with the raggedy phone, right?
No, never. Don't do that.
Oh, okay,
Don't do
okay.
me.
Okay, okay, dear. So what's going on?
So RIP to Takeoff, of course. I just wanted to address the whole jealousy issue. I think most of it is more so perceived jealousy, especially from our youth, 20-something-year-olds who are just glorifying, getting high and smoking and drinking and not having anything going for themselves. They don't know, this younger generation don't know how to take a L. They don't know how to take
Right.
a loss and just move from it. They don't understand that through pain comes growth and understanding. And a lot of it from pacifying parents or elders who were, either removed from the community or wasn't there to really guide the community. And it's at the point where it's been so many deaths of rappers and innocent civilians where many of us are being desensitized. I know I am. I've just been desensitized from it at this point. It's like I see something, somebody died, and I'm just like, up, another one bites the dust. And I don't know if that's the move for it, but it's just like at this point, something has to give. And I do see in certain pockets that there are groups of our people coming together and making moves, but it's beyond me how we are at the pinnacle of a lot of Black millionaires in our community, and we still have to go through things like police brutality and trying to get reparations and trying to come together as a community, whereas we were better off pre segregation. And I'm gonna land my plane.
Thank you, dear. You got to change that smoke alarm, beloved. You got to change that smoke alarm. Get you a dude to come and climb up there and change that battery, dear. Y'all sisters, I can tell y'all ain't got no dude. Y'all got the non-dude smoke alarm beep in the back. Y'all don't change. Y'all ain't got no man to change that smoke alarm. Ladies, y'all got that single woman smoke alarm beep. Ladies, next time you make a dick appointment, have that nigga climb up there and change the battery for your thing, dear. Don't let that nigga dick you down and y'all got that shit beeping in the back. You dig? Come on, ladies. Y'all got to do better. We do better starting with you, ladies. Ladies, get that nigga to change that battery. Y'all let the nigga come over there and hit it so fast, he don't even get a chance to change the battery. Come on. And she's used to it. She don't even hear it no more. Ladies, y'all get used to that beep. Y'all don't even hear it. Y'all don't even hear it no more. Lord. Ladies, ladies, ladies. I gotta drop some game for the ladies. I'm gonna have to do a whole broadcast dropping game for the ladies, giving y'all some game. Number one, ladies, um, get your smoke alarm together, change your battery. Number two, kill some of them insects in your homes, ladies, because some of y'all ladies, I'm hearing stuff. Y'all is beyond roaches. Some of y'all got all types of exotic insects in your house. It ain't even roaches no more. Y'all have centipedes all in your bathroom. It's not even roaches no more, ladies. Come on. For my single dudes out here dealing with what's going on now. Yes, ladies, y'all got centipedes crawling all in your bathroom. I'm not trying to go there and hit that pussy with centipedes running in the bathroom, ladies. Y'all got to do, you know what I'm saying? If I was a single dude, no, no. No, I probably would hit it, but I just bring over a can of Raid for your ass. I'm like, I would trick off some Raid. I would trick off a can of Raid to get some of them centipedes out your damn bathroom, ladies. So y'all be scared to kill the bugs. I ain't killing that bug. And the niggas who's fucking you ain't killing them. So they just grow and fester. So there's a lot of stuff y'all got to get together, ladies. Y'all got to get it together. You got to get it together. Lord. Um, and also, ladies, y'all get y'all heating fixed because sometimes niggas be at your house and it be way too hot. Y'all houses be too hot, ladies. It just be scorching damn hot in your house. Why do y'all have your house so goddamn hot? I'm trying to hit this pussy. I'm already sweating walking in. I'm about to have a heat stroke. It's too hot in your damn crib, ladies. Turn the damn air down. Turn it down to 64. That's the perfect temperature for a nigga to come and hit that pussy. 64. Turn the temperature down to 64. Don't have that bitch on 82. Y'all be getting cold for no reason. And then you have the whole house burning up. No niggas are coming over there with a hot house, beeping alarm, and centipedes crawling on them. That's why there's so many goddamn centipedes. This is hot and it's like a jungle in that bitch. That's why the centipedes feel like they're in the tropics. Just all types of havoc going on over there. Nigga just can't enjoy a good booty call like we used to, ladies. Come on. Let me get another person in here. Let me get another person in here. I do. That's just the alarm beeping. I know what that house is like. I already know. I know what that house is like. I know what it's like. And I say it with love. Let's get Gaudy TV. Gaudy TV. Gaudy TV. What's up, brother? Gaudy, what's up, brother? What's up, Gaudy? What's up, brother? Hop on, brother.
Oh, can you hear me?
There you go. I can hear you now, sir. What's
Yo,
happening?
Tariq, just want to say I've been rocking with you for about 5 years, and I appreciate all the information that you give to people. And I just wanted to touch on the whole takeoff situation real quick. It kind of brought tears to my eyes because the trauma that we feel amongst the cultures, it it, it vibrates. It vibrates so rapidly that, you know what I mean? Like we just, like the sister was saying, we become immune and desensitized to it. But
There you, thank you, brother, because you sound like you're about to hit some plebiscite talk. But I appreciate you, brother. I I was sensing some plebiscite talking going on, but I feel your pain and I sympathize with what you're saying, brother. Okay, Secret Sister, I don't know what you want to talk about, beloved. Secret Sister, you be all over the place. Lord, you be all over the place, Secret Sister. So I'm afraid to have you on. All right, who we got? Come on, man, y'all raise your hand. Let's get somebody good in here. Let's get Prophet. Let's get Prophet in here. Prophet, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
How are you,
Hey, I'm
sir?
doing all right, man. I just wanted to touch on the takeoff situation. A few things I wanted to unpack. One, I believe first of all, everybody, believes we should get reparations. And this is even more to the point why. I believe a lot of these situations happen, particularly because of the lack of resources. And I see people, having different conversations about what people should do with the money, and we need to have a talk and a sit down on what to do and educate people. And like, I don't think all that's necessary. We need to get the money, and the people with the intelligence, and the smart people can set up different things to help the community, to kind of get people out of this lack mindset. And if everybody has more resources, there'll be less hate. Another thing we talked about was like the media running to post, dead rappers and dead the videos of just any trauma, and any trauma, whether it be a real life situation like this, they'll post a dead body and take off PNB Rock, or even the TV shows they give us, right? I mean, all the bullshit we got on TV is it's either some chicks being ratchet, or some shit showing
Yeah.
you some fucking drug dealing shit, whether it be BMF, whether it be Power, whether it be Snowfall, whether it be just name it. Any show with a majority black cast is either gonna be ratchet or it's gonna be some fucking violent shit. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of getting
Yeah.
sick of that. And the media is very powerful, and it's able to shape the minds of some of these young people who's I'm not one of the people who just blame hip hop, but there needs to be some balance. And if people have more money, I'm saying, I'm sure that there would be a plethora of other record labels, production companies. There will be more movies, more things that showing black men in a positive light, without the young people thinking everything is all about violence and killing and smoking and doing this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Because
Real. There you go. I had to land your plane. Let me get some more call. Thank you so much, brother. Let's get Akuma in here. I had to gotta land these planes. What's up, Akuma?
Hey, nothing much, Tariq. Peace and blessings, brother.
What's on your mind, bro?
Man, I'm over here rolling about off of the stuff that you were saying about that lady's fire alarm, bro. I can't stop laughing off of that.
So you got a Moorish flag in your thing. What's up with that, bro?
Man, my family is Cherokee. My mom, she's a Blackfoot Cherokee down out here in Tennessee. My great
Okay.
grandfather, he was a slave, but it's deep, man. But I'm still learning more about my family on my mother's side, and about my relationship with my family that's from in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, there you go. That's what's up, then. All right. Thank you so much. Anyway, let me go ahead and wrap it on up, man. But I think we had a constructive conversation tonight. I think we did. Um, but again, I'm out here in DC getting stuff together. My DC people, hit me up. Let me know some y'all recommend a good DC barber out here. Let me know a thorough DC barber. Y'all email me. My email is info@tariqelite.com. What's a thorough DC barber out here? Somebody who's thorough. Y'all hit me up with that. Let me know what's popping. And go to rallyforreparations.com. If everybody can go to the website, rallyforreparations.com right now, hit the donation link to make this thing pop for you. We're making this thing pop for you this weekend. This is a very historic moment. So we need everybody to get involved to make this thing pop off, because this is all about our lineage and the importance of wrapping around our lineage and protecting our lineage and fighting for our lineage and fighting for tangibles for our lineage. So this is a very important week out here in Washington, D.C. And we need everybody out here, Freedom Plaza, Saturday, this coming Saturday, Washington, D.C., 11 a.m. We need everybody in the house. It's going to be a phenomenal day. It's going to be sunny out here. This is going to be a wonderful day. All my people on that eastern seaboard, all the D.C. people, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Baltimore, Philadelphia, Jersey, New York, y'all drive on down with all your people and come be a part of this, ladies and gentlemen. All right? I'm out of here, man, and much respect to you guys. Papi Akuche and Lula Vuve to you.